Nathan, can we talk for a moment? Is now a good time?
Yeah, what's up? Make it quick. You're cutting into my precious lunch break.
Lately, you've been coming home late, and your attitude at home feels distant. Is something going on?
Huh? What's your point? Work's busy, so of course I'm getting home late.
I understand that you're busy, but I'd still like you to care a bit about what's happening at home. We're a family after all. Can't you make some time for us?
Family? Why are you making such a big deal out of this? I'm bringing in the money. Isn't that enough? It's really none of your concern what I do.
But a family isn't just about money, is it? Spending time together and caring about each other is important too. That's why I want you to think about us more.
That's not something I care about. You and Lucy can handle it yourselves. I've got my own things to do, so I can't be bothered.
That's so cruel. I just want you to be more present with us.
Be present with you? Are you serious? You have no idea how busy I am. I don't have time to do anything for you. Don't bother me, for Christ's sake.
But isn't a family something we build together? I understand that you're busy, but we also want to support you.
Support? Don't make me laugh. I don't need that. I can handle things on my own. I don't care what you think. Just don't bother me, that's all.
Even so, as your partner, I want to help in any way I can. That's what I believe a wife's role is.
A wife's role? To me, you're just a responsibility. Honestly, it's just a hassle. No matter what you say, I won't change. I'll do things my way.
I see. I understand. But I really want to face this together with you. That's how I truly feel.
Do whatever you want, but let me tell you, don't get in my way. I can't meet your expectations, and I don't plan to.
Well, I get what you're trying to say, but I'm not giving up.
My life is mine. I'm not going to adjust to you guys.
Nathan, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
This morning, I made you lunch, right?
Yeah?
Did you by any chance throw it in the trash? I worked hard to make it, but it was in the trash.
Yeah, I didn't want it, so I threw it away. I mean, making it for me doesn't mean anything to me, right? Maybe you put in a lot of effort, but I didn't want it. And honestly, it was just annoying.
What?
What do you mean? Is it really something to make such a big deal about? I can do whatever I want, can't I?
How could you? How could you do something so cruel? I made that with you in mind, putting in all my effort. Throwing it away? Doesn't that hurt you at all? Ignoring my effort and just tossing it in the trash? I can't believe it.
I never asked you to make me lunch, did I? You did that on your own, so don't blame me.
But
I ditched it since it wasn't necessary for me in the first place. It's so annoying.
Sure, you didn't ask me, but I made it thinking about your health, trying to do something good for you. I'm worried because you've been gaining weight lately. With a health checkup coming up, I thought things could get serious if this keeps up, so I wanted to do what I could.
Huh? Have I really gained that much weight? I haven't really noticed.
Your stomach area in particular stands out. That's why I want you to take care of your health. And you've just transferred, so you haven't found a good diner yet, right? So I thought it would be healthier and more economical to eat home-cooked meals instead of eating out. Throwing away that effort without a second thought is really cruel.
Then how about this? Make me a lunch that looks better than the food at a diner, and maybe I'll eat it instead of throwing it away. I did check the contents of the lunchbox, but honestly, it was just leftovers from yesterday, and it looked bland with all those veggies. There's no way I'd eat a lunch like that.
What did you just say?
From now on, I'll keep doing what I've been doing and eat out for lunch. It's the easiest and the tastiest option. I don't need a lunch that doesn't even make me hungry. So stop doing unnecessary things. Don't make me lunch ever again.
I understand. Then I'll stop making lunch for you from tomorrow. Mom, I find it hard to say this face to face, so I'm saying it via WhatsApp. Thanks for always making such delicious lunches. Oh my, that makes me so happy to hear. Today's lunch was super cute too. Well, it had some leftovers from yesterday. But the colors were nice, and it was delicious. I've always bought lunches before, so I really looked forward to having a homemade lunch.
Hearing that makes it all worth it.
And because of your lunch, I made friends right after I transferred. Thank you so much.
Really? I'm so glad you made friends so quickly.
I was worried about how I'd fit in, so this is such a relief. Someone saw my lunch and said, "That looks like a delicious lunch," and started talking to me. We ended up eating together and became friends.
I'm really glad that you have adjusted to the new environment and made friends. I was worried about how things would turn out, but I'm relieved it's heading in a positive direction. When the transfer was decided, you must have been anxious about it, right? Even though you forced a smile, I believe you were really feeling a lot of worries and conflicts inside. As a parent, I really regret having to make you switch schools during such a crucial time in your life. It's not easy to adapt to a new environment, and I know it's been a burden.
Mom, it's not your fault at all. There was nothing you could do about it, so you don't have to blame yourself so much. The real issue was that Dad made the decision on his own, right? So don't worry about it. I'm not concerned about it anymore.
But I can't help but think that if I had been able to persuade your dad more, maybe things would have turned out differently. If I had spoken up more strongly back then, you wouldn't have had to struggle so much. Especially transferring during such an important time in high school. It really broke my heart. If it had been earlier, it would have been much easier.
If Dad had just gone on his own, this wouldn't have been an issue. But he was so adamant about the family staying together. He talks about how important it is for the family to be together. But look at the result. He just made the decision without considering how we felt. He really was forceful, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Ignoring our opinions and just pushing ahead with what he wanted. I guess that's just how he is.
But even with all that, I've made new friends, so I think I'm okay now. Complaining won't change anything, so I've decided to stay positive. I've decided to change my mindset and enjoy my new school life. So I'm going to forget about the past and start fresh. Speaking of which, can I hang out with my friends today? They invited me to stop by Starbucks after school. Can I?
Of course, go ahead. Spending time with your friends is the most important thing. But make sure you stay safe and be careful on your way home. You're new to the area, so some streets might be a bit tricky for you. Just watch out and make sure to head home early.
Got it. I'll be careful. I'll make sure to come home early so you don't worry. And I'm looking forward to your lunch again tomorrow. Your lunches are really delicious, and there's something I look forward to every day at school.
Leah, I need to talk to you.
What's going on?
Why at this hour? Can't it wait until you get home? No, I thought it'd be better to announce it as soon as possible.
What?
I'm planning to increase my allowance by $200 starting now. The recent price hikes have been brutal, and even just for lunch, it's a significant expense. If we don't reconsider it soon, I won't be able to manage.
$200 more? That's a pretty sudden request. I'm a bit surprised. Why do you suddenly need that much? Is there a special reason? It's not like you've been living extravagantly, right?
The diner near my office has been raising its prices lately. It used to be cheaper, but now there are no more affordable meals left. On top of that, even at fast food restaurants, prices keep going up. And my lunch easily exceeds $12. It's a daily thing, so I'm really struggling.
But increasing your allowance by $200 is going to be really tough on our budget. We're planning to send Lucy to college, and we want to get her into a good prep school too. Our expenses are only going to keep increasing. We need to manage our finances carefully for the future. So increasing it by $200 might be a bit too much.
I've been working hard to earn money for this family, and now you're saying no when I ask for a little more? How am I supposed to work if I can't even afford lunch as the breadwinner? It's because I work hard that you guys can live comfortably, isn't it?
That's not what I'm saying. But considering the whole budget, we need to find ways to manage things better. Everyone's going through tough times right now, so we all need to try to save where we can. I want to do what I can to meet your request, but I need you to understand that it's difficult, given our current situation. That said, I know how hard you're working, so I'll do what I can.
Well, if that's the case, I guess I'll have to use my last resort.
Last resort?
I'll settle for your lunch. Not that I'm expecting much. I know you'll make the lunch, but it's probably going to be plain and boring, right? But since there's no other choice, I'll give it a try for a while.
What? Did you really dislike my lunches that much? If that's the case, you don't have to force yourself to eat them. I'd rather increase the allowance so you can eat what you want.
No, it's not that. Sure, your lunches aren't exactly fancy, but when I think about my health, I figured it might be better to just suck it up and eat them.
But you've even gone so far as to throw away the lunches I made because you didn't like them, right? Knowing that, it doesn't feel right for me if you're forcing yourself to eat them. I've been making lunches for Lucy every day, but it's kind of a shock to hear you think they're so plain and tasteless.
Well, that might be true, but I just got the results from last month's health checkup, and when I saw how much weight I'd gained, I realized I needed to do something about it. So I thought, even if the lunches seem awful, I should try eating them for my health. You understand, right?
If that's how you feel, you really don't have to force it. Knowing that you're eating them just out of obligation doesn't make me happy as the one making them. I'd feel better if we increased the budget so you could eat something you actually enjoy.
What?
I'll keep making lunch just for our daughter from now on. So Nathan, you can continue enjoying eating out. You're working hard as the breadwinner, so you should definitely have the freedom to eat whatever you like for lunch. Mom, listen. Huh? Aren't you supposed to be at school? I am. That's why I got ready and left the house, but Dad forcibly took my lunch. What? I can't believe it either. I never expected something like this to happen in the morning, and I was at a loss for how to deal with it. I have no idea why Dad would do something like that. And normally, this shouldn't even happen, right? Mom, what do you think? Is that really true? I can't believe something like that actually happened. Dad was waiting for me at the bus stop this morning. I was just trying to go to school as usual, and he suddenly showed up. It totally caught me off guard. Then out of nowhere he said, "Give me your lunch." Like he was ordering me around. I had no idea why he would say something like that, and I was completely confused. It made no sense, and I flat out said no, but he wouldn't listen at all. He forcibly took it from me. It was unbelievable.
What on earth is he thinking? Taking his daughter's lunch? What kind of parent does that? I can't understand what he's doing at all. No normal parent would ever do something like that.
I never expected something like this to happen in the morning, and it completely killed my mood to go to school. Now I don't even have lunch thanks to him. I was really looking forward to the lunch you work so hard to make every morning. Going without lunch is just unthinkable. In that case, come back home. I'll make you a new lunch right away, so don't worry. I'll get everything ready for you. There are still some leftovers, and if I hurry, I think I can make it in time for you to take it to school. It might take a little time, but I'll prepare it as quickly as I can. Really? But will I make it to school on time? What if I'm late? But if I can eat your lunch, it might be worth it. Well, if you can't make it on time, you can just grab something from the store. That's fine too, so don't worry. No, I'd still rather have your lunch, so I'll head back home. Even if I'm a little late, it's just a self-study period, so it's okay. Plus, I feel more at ease with your lunch. It's hard to concentrate without lunch. Since it's self-study in the morning, a little lateness won't be a big deal. I'm glad to hear that. Anyway, I'll get the lunch ready right away, so hurry back home. Leave it to me and everything will work out fine. I can't believe it. I really don't think you're acting like a proper father. Huh? When you leave work today, come straight home. You need to apologize to Lucy properly.
Why should I apologize to Lucy?
She told me everything. Forcing her to give up her lunch? What were you thinking?
Damn it. I never thought she'd rat me out so quickly. I told her to keep quiet, but why doesn't she ever listen? Honestly, why is she so stubborn?
Answer my question. I need you to explain what you were thinking because I can't accept what you did. Lucy's lunch is something I put a lot of effort into every morning for her. How could you just take it from her? I already increased your allowance, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting lunch. Why would you need to do something like that? Explain yourself.
Shut up. You have no right to talk to me like that. It's your fault for not making me lunch. You have no idea how much I was looking forward to it.
What?
I said I'd be fine with lunch instead of increasing my allowance. So why did you refuse? You refused to make me lunch, so I had to figure something out on my own. That's why I had no choice but to do what I did. I didn't have any other options. I'll even take my daughter's lunch if I have to.
Nathan, did you really want me to make you lunch that badly? If that's the case, you should have just asked me properly.
I told you I've gained weight. That's why I need lunch for the sake of my health. As my wife, shouldn't you have offered to make it for me? Why didn't you do that?
What?
You didn't say a word and just went ahead and chose the easier option of increasing the allowance, didn't you? Why didn't you choose to make the lunch instead? That's what I was hoping for.
If you wanted it that much, you could have just asked honestly, you know?
A man has his pride. It's not that easy to ask for something like that.
You're really not being honest, are you? But even so, taking our daughter's lunch was clearly wrong, no matter how you look at it. You need to reflect on your actions. When you get home, you're going to apologize to Lucy. No matter what you say, this isn't something that can be excused.
Shut up. Why should I apologize to my daughter? You can apologize to Lucy for me. Just tell her it's because you didn't make my lunch that all of this happened.
What? What are you even saying?
It's ridiculous to think I should be the one apologizing. Don't you dare speak to me like that. I work hard every day for this family, earning money for us all. If you keep complaining, I'll divorce you.
You're not my husband.
What?
I've been quietly watching, but I can't take it anymore. What do you mean you're doing this for the family? You've always been unreasonable and selfish, just messing with Mom and me. I really hate that about you, Dad.
Dad? Lucy, is that you? Why aren't you at school?
I'm heading to school as soon as Mom finishes making my lunch again. I had to come back home because you took it from me.
You came all the way back from the bus stop?
Well, I love Mom's lunches, but you took the lunch I love so much from me. And now my wrist hurts from you grabbing it so hard.
Shut up. It's your fault for not handing it over to me when you should have.
You're really desperate to get Mom's lunch, huh? But I guess that makes sense. Without Mom's lunch, you can't show off at work as the loving husband, right?
What?
And without pretending to be a loving husband, your cute junior colleague at work won't pay attention to you. That jerk who's so into married men? I can't believe you'd be so desperate for someone like her.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about, Lucy?
Actually, I saw you once, Dad. You were at a cafe near the station with a young woman, right?
What?
I was getting some help from a friend with my studies. The test coverage at my new school is really broad. So we stayed late at the cafe to study. I never expected to see my own father there with another woman.
What?
And you even sat right behind me. Were you so focused on her that you didn't even notice me?
And did you hear what we were talking about?
Of course. I heard every word loud and clear. That woman said, for some reason, I always fall for married men. Like an absolute fool, right? Not only that, she said, and especially I love men whose wives are super devoted to them. I remember thinking, I never want to end up like that when I'm older.
Oh, well.
And yeah, I definitely don't want to turn out like you either. Flirting with a woman who's openly coming on to you? You were even bragging about it, weren't you?
What?
You said something like, my wife loves me so much. She can't stop doing things for me. It's actually a problem because she keeps giving me these elaborate lunches that I don't even want, or something like that. I can't believe how easily you lied about that.
You heard all of that?
You were having a secret meeting with a woman right behind me. Of course I couldn't focus on my studies. Instead, I was busy recording your entire conversation.
What?
And yes, I still have the recordings with me. It was around that time too, wasn't it? When you suddenly started wanting Mom's lunches again. Were you trying to show off a loving wife's lunch at work to impress her?
Well...
And I also saw you one morning sitting on a park bench. You were stuffing convenience store food into a lunch bag, trying to pass it off as a homemade lunch for Mom because she stopped making them for you.
You saw that too?
Desperately trying to get the attention of a junior who loves married men? You're really the worst father ever. You're more obsessed with another woman than with us, your family. What kind of family is that?
Oh, well...
Don't think you can stay in this family forever. We're ready to cut ties with you anytime.
What did you say? Hey, Lucy, what do you mean by that?
I'm sorry, Nathan. Lucy just got carried away and said something she didn't mean. Don't worry about it. It's nothing serious.
Leah, our daughter just said she's ready to cut ties with me. There's no way it's nothing. Don't try to brush it off. You're not seriously talking about divorce, are you?
Oh, no. I guess I can't hide it anymore, huh?
What?
It's really hard to keep up the charade now, isn't it? I suppose I have no choice but to say it. I've been thinking about divorcing you.
What? This is the first I've heard about this. What on earth are you thinking?
To be honest, I started working part-time for that very reason. It wasn't just to help with household expenses. I had a deeper reason. I wanted to make sure I had enough income to properly take care of Lucy if we divorced. So I've been preparing little by little. I've been planning for our future. And finally, the manager asked me if I'd like to become a full-time employee. It seems like my hard work has been recognized, and it's given me a bit of confidence.
A full-time employee? When did you start planning all of this?
Apparently, it's really rare to go from part-time to full-time in just 2 months. That's why I feel like all my effort has paid off, and I'm really happy about it. But it's because I worked hard that I can confidently take this new step forward. I want to keep working hard for Lucy's sake.
Wait, hold on a second. You can't just drop something like this on me out of nowhere. I can't process it. You want to divorce me? Are you serious? I never even imagined you were thinking about something like that.
Yes, I'm absolutely serious. I want to divorce you from the bottom of my heart. Staying together any longer isn't good for either of us. When I heard from Lucy what you were doing at that cafe, I made my decision right then and there. I knew I couldn't stay with you anymore. At that moment, I resolved to get a divorce. The fact that you betrayed us is the final straw.
Wait, please. I had no idea you were thinking like that. Yes, I was at the cafe with her, but it hasn't turned into an affair yet. It's not something that should be blown out of proportion, right? We haven't crossed that line yet. We just shared a few cups of coffee. Do you really have to take it this far? I was just indulging in a little fun, that's all.
What?
I haven't even spent a night with her yet, and I was planning to stop before things got serious. We only had a few cups of coffee together. That's it. Really, that's all there is to it. It was just a little flirtation, enjoying the tension between us. It hasn't turned into an affair, so please believe me. Divorce over this is too hasty. Please, calm down and think it over one more time.
The moment you started enjoying a flirtation with another woman while having wife and child, that's already cheating. That kind of behavior is more than enough reason for a divorce. You have no idea how much you've hurt me.
This can't be... Is this really the end?
Honestly, I wanted to prepare more and tell you calmly. But sometimes, pushing forward with momentum leads to better outcomes. So I'll go get the divorce papers right away. My decision is final, and I won't waver anymore. When you get home from work, sign them immediately. This will be the end of everything, so let's make sure we close this chapter properly. Mom, I'm sorry about what happened this morning. We had planned to prepare everything before divorcing Dad, but I just blurted it out in the heat of the moment. Lucy, you did nothing wrong, so don't apologize. In fact, the timing was perfect. What? Actually, I've been looking for an apartment for the two of us to live in. Our first choice apartment was fully booked. But when I checked this morning, a unit became available. I contacted the real estate agent right away, and they said we could move in immediately. Really? So I'm sorry to do this without asking, but I'm going to pack up your things. We'll move everything in by the end of today. I'll send you the address, so after school, go straight there. Okay. I'm so happy we can get away from Dad this quickly. Me too. I'm really sorry for dragging you into all this because of our parental issues, Lucy. But I promise, I'll never put you through this again. As long as I have you, Mom, I'll be okay.
Leah, I just got home, but what's going on? Please respond right away. Why aren't you answering? All your stuff is gone from the house.
I told you I wanted a divorce, so I've already moved out. Now I'm completely free from living with you. I left the divorce papers on the living room table, so sign them and submit them. Let's end this once and for all.
Are you kidding me? I can't believe you made this decision on your own. I never agreed to a divorce. You're the one who decided this without me. Sure, I was wrong to be interested in another woman. But throwing away our family over this is just crazy. I'll apologize, so please, come back. I want to start over as a family.
Even if you apologize, it's too late. Your words have no value to me anymore. I've been fed up with the way you've looked down on me for a long time. I don't feel any love for you anymore. It's over.
No way.
You have no idea how hurt I was when you threw away the lunch I made with care, do you? And do you remember how you decided on the transfer without considering the family's wishes at all? You always ignored my feelings and Lucy's, and just forced your own convenience on us. There's no way I can stay in a family with someone as selfish and cold-hearted as you.
I'm telling you, I'll apologize for everything. It's all my fault, so please, just give me one more chance. I never imagined you would actually leave so quickly. I had no idea you were serious about wanting a divorce.
I'll say it again. It's all too late now. I'm not listening to your words anymore. If you're really that opposed to signing the divorce papers, then I guess you'll have to talk to a lawyer. No matter how much time or money it takes, I'm determined to divorce you. Our life together is already over.
What? Are you really that determined? Are you actually considering divorce mediation? I didn't realize you were taking this so seriously.
This is what Lucy wants too. It's not just me. Lucy wants to be away from you as well. She said she doesn't want to live with a father who's as pathetic and unreliable as you anymore. And when Lucy grows up and gets married one day, she says she can't bear the thought of introducing someone like you to the person she cares about.
Seriously? I can't believe it.
So just give up and sign the divorce papers. There's no room for further discussion. We'll discuss Lucy's child support and college expenses later at our own pace. You still have a lot of responsibilities to fulfill, but we'll never see each other again. From now on, Lucy and I will start our new life together. We don't need you anymore. So move on with your life and forget about us.
This can't be happening. Please, come on, I'm begging you.
Even if you have regrets, they're no longer our concern. Thank you for everything up until now, but from here on out, I'll live on my own terms. Lucy and I have decided to move forward with our lives.
Let me be part of the family again.
You no longer have the right to dictate our future, so I wish you happiness and goodbye.
Leah!
After the divorce, Nathan began to find himself isolated at work. His arrogance and condescending attitude gradually caused him to lose the trust of those around him. The truth about Nathan's attempted relationship with a young female employee also came to light, and she completely cut ties with him. As Nathan lost his place at the company, his work performance declined as well, eventually making him a target for layoffs. Having lost both his family and his job, Nathan was left to live alone in solitude. I can only hope he finds a way to make the most of his life. Meanwhile, Lucy and I are satisfied with our new life and moving forward toward the future. The tension that once existed feels like a distant memory, replaced by peaceful and happy times. At last, we, mother and daughter, have truly found our freedom.